Okay, so yesterday I fed my starters, and today I'm going to make the bread starter. You want to understand there's a difference between your starter, which is only flour and water, and the bread starter that you're going to make your bread. So I'll get started with 1 cup of flour, kind of loosely measured. And then I use 2 cups of starter. You can use less starter if you want to, but I like to do it this way. I've done it both ways where I'll do only 1 cup of starter and 2 cups of flour, but I do it this way because I like the texture of the way the bread comes out. So cup 1, and you can see the starter's full of bubbles. Really, the reason you feed it the day before is because it gets the starter really active. And ready to make your bread. My secret ingredient that I use is homemade cider, but you can use a little beer. I also have used apple cider vinegar. So I'm just going to put a little pour of this in. Not a lot. And I'll start stirring it. And the idea is to look for the consistency. You want it a little bit plastic and liquid. So I'm going to put in now a little warm water. I go right out of the tap. If you have heavily chlorinated water, you might want to use bottled water. Again, I'm just looking for the right consistency. I can make it a little drier or a little more liquid, and it will just affect the final texture of the bread. If you want it a little denser, you make it a little drier. If you want it a little more tender, you make it a little more liquid. But I like to stir at this point to make sure I get all the lumps out of the flour. And I'm watching the consistency as I get all the water worked in. And I like to look at this. I want a little more liquid. That looks good. You can kind of see that it's like almost like thick pancake batter, maybe a little bit thicker than thick pancake batter. And I stir that until it looks pretty smooth. check that consistency, and that's it. So I'm going to put plastic wrap on this and put it in the fridge until tomorrow at about the same time. So it sits in the fridge this way for a full day, and it'll be ready to make dough tomorrow, which you'll be able to see in the next video.